Yo, welcome to Football Brehz, the platform where debate and banter and everything football. My name is Ben, and I'll be your host today. Sorry for we're late. Sorry, there's no introduction. We're straight into it because we just want to do this now. We just want to do this. So back with us, we have man like D Dubs. What's going on?
Thanks for
You
having me,
good?
bro. Thanks for I'm back. I'm back, man. I've been well. You alright?
Yeah, good. Hey, that's a new top though. Where's that been? I've not
It's
seen that.
always it's been around, bro. It's just I had to find it in the clothes
Back of the
basket,
cupboard.
so I'm glad I found it.
Ah, okay. Tease. And obviously, we have man like Mark. Welcome back, my bro.
Thanks for
How
having
you
me
feeling?
back, guys. Yeah, I'm good. I mean, my team's crap, but other than that, I'm good. I'm good. You know?
Oh yeah, you man suffered yesterday, didn't you? Oh yeah, we're not even gonna go on that. We're not gonna start on that yet. But so, we're back. Premier League is back. We're happy this weekend. Fixtures are on the way. D Dubs, you must be happy that Mane and Salah coming back, no?
Oh, of course.
Yeah?
Strengthens the squad. I'll be honest with you. It's like we was touching a little on it, behind the scenes. Mark was saying how we managed to cope during that period, about a month, I guess, without Mane and Salah and Keita. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I said months ago I didn't think my club were going to be capable of getting through January period without those three key players. And yeah, we've managed to pull off wins and one draw during that. So I'm really happy how we've managed to get through it and managed to get an signing added towards that as well. So it's mad. It's crazy. It's good times.
Good times. Let's
Good
go
times.
straight into it. Dwayne, let's talk about your fixture coming up. Burnley. Now, at Burnley, I thought they were done and out yesterday when they played
Well,
United.
We got Leicester first.
You got Leicester first, but that's midweek. But
Yeah.
this weekend, you got
Burnley. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, we beat them in the last game. Burnley are very, very difficult to deal with. They had a good draw yesterday with United. They did very, very well. I feel we'll get the win. I'm just happy right now. I just feel that I think we'll smash them.
You sure? You're not worried that Burnley might have a bit of good hope, considering they dealt with United in a way. They managed to secure a point there.
They've done well against United, but we're not Manchester United. We're not Manchester United right now. They're still developing. Let's just be honest. They're still developing. They're still growing under Ragnick. I just feel that he just doesn't have the certain key players to make his style of play work for that particular club at the moment. He needs a lot of signings in the summer, but you never know. He might not even be there. We're much more organised now. We've got more quality in depth, attacking options. I don't even know who's going to start for tomorrow because Salah's back, but is he going to start? I don't know.
Hold on. Let's not go in the starting lineup first. Mark, this guy's getting excited. He's in the cloud nine.
Yeah.
Do you agree with him? Is he right to be in cloud nine right now, or do you see a kink or a weakness here?
To be honest with you, it's not even just Salah that's coming back. It looks like they've got a couple players coming back, which are maybe more squad players, but they're players that can give them a bit more depth. Yeah. And also with a team like Burnley, you might not want to put your first team out because they defend quite well and they defend quite hard. So if you've got players that have come back from injuries or people you don't want to risk for your next game, they've got the players to rotate. So you've got Origi supposedly coming back. Oxlade may be coming back because he's got COVID. Gomez might be coming back. Diaz might be back for this game, depending on his injury. Henderson might be back. And then you've got Mohamed Salah. So I think they should be confident because I think Burnley drawing against Man United says more about Man United than it does say about Burnley at this moment in time because Burnley's not a particularly great team. Their best attacking output is it's either Jay Rodriguez or it's what's his name, Maxwell Cornet, and Cornet's not even back yet as well. So I just think it was a bad United game, not a great Burnley performance. But I think Liverpool can break down Burnley and should comfortably beat them 2-3-0. Really, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping a bit something else.
No,
right.
but basically, I still hope like all their players break their legs in training tomorrow. But the point is, it's not going to happen. So I'm just a bit Evertonian, isn't it? I can't really.
Yeah. Do you know what I'll be curious to see is what Klopp will do with Mane and Salah, because these guys must be shattered from AFCON. I think Salah's played like 3 games over extra time, so it'll be interesting to see how he slowly brings them back in, being cautious of injury and everything. But speaking of the lineup, specifically going up against Burnley, where do you think the game will be won or lost?
Ooh. I think we'll control them in the midfield as long as Thiago plays. We'll control them in the midfield. The only thing is that I think aerially, where we like to cross the ball a lot, I don't think that will work against someone like Burnley. That's their bread and butter. Tarkowski, they're amazing when it comes to defending their box. They keep it compact, but it'll be midfield. They're gonna have to be very, very creative. Try and pass the ball between the lines, and I think that's where we'll win the actual battle against Burnley.
Okay, do you agree, Mark, or do you see something different?
No, I completely agree. I would say that, as D-Dubs put down, is that basically Liverpool need to pass well and pass sort of around Burnley. They're not going to be able to really go over the top unless they're going to use the pace of their like attacking wide players. But as he said, Salah shattered because he just played overtime where Egypt lost African nations, which was great to see a Liverpool player upset about something. But so I'm just a hater. But no, I think he's true. Defensively, they are very solid. But I think with Burnley, you could probably, because they're not particularly quick players. So if you're going to like lob the ball over the defense and have fast players run onto it, that could work. Or just pass it into the spaces and creating spaces by doing like short intricate passes. Liverpool's gonna do them. So I think Liverpool's attack and the midfield is just going to outdo Burnley. And Burnley on the other end, they haven't really got anything attacking wise going forward, and their midfield's not really creative. They haven't scored that many goals, and I don't think they're going to create that many chances. If Burnley do get a goal, it's just going to be the only chance of the game they'll get.
Fair enough. Let's stick with you, Mark.
Yeah.
And let's move straight on. So, Everton got Leeds next.
Yeah.
We spoke about this. The performance against Newcastle, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised, especially when like I watched the game and I saw you guys, get that first goal. I thought, oh, okay, and then literally a minute later, boom, back to 1-1. And then from there on, it just seemed like it just fell apart for Everton. I mean, you guys got some decent signings over January window. What's going wrong?
First I'll blame, right? Because we got your dud, Dele Alli. Don't say it's a decent sign. You guys made loads of money out of it. Great for you guys. Right? You made 40 million on a dud. Nah, Ali ain't been good for 2.5 years. Let's keep it 100, right? He hasn't been good for 2.5 years.
I agree.
Paid over the price. If Dele Alli was a £10 million signing, I'd be like, fair enough. You can waste 10 million on a player. If he does well, he makes his money back, kind of thing. But our team is absolutely crap, and at the moment as well, we've got injuries to like a lot of squad players. So it's like if any more of our players get knocked, we're kind of screwed, because in the midfield we're missing Tom Davies, Delph, Decore. In defence we're missing Ben Godfrey, Mina, and the new left back. I can never pronounce his name. Mikolenko or something like that. He's injured. Demarai Gray's also dealt with injury. So and Demarai Gray and Townsend.
Where is Richarlison?
Richarlison, he scored in the FA Cup win. He's
okay.
Fine. It's just, we have to like rotate players, but we've got a lot of injuries at the moment as well with our squad. And I think Leeds will just beat us. I think Leeds aren't missing that many key players. They're missing like a couple squad players. No one really major, with the exception of Junior Firpo and I don't know, Patrick Bamford, who's more of a squad player anyway. So I think we're really hurting, and our team's just a shambles. And we've got crappy Frank Lampard. Oh my god! Like the thing with Frank Lampard as well is he retired.
Wait, you're not a fan of Lampard in your team?
No,
as a manager.
I'm not a fan of Frank Lampard as a manager. He had Chelsea, who had an amazing squad, and okay, he had to resort to playing youth team players. But Chelsea spent like £1 billion on their youth team over the last 15 years, so they should be able to produce a couple decent players from that. Especially that they scout the entire world and they have about 30 players on loan every season. I mean, out on loan every season. So that doesn't amaze me. And then when he got money and he got all these like fantastic players like Havertz and stuff, he crumbled, isn't it? And then the next manager came and did the business for them. So yeah, I'm not actually a massive fan of like players that retire, become managers and get big clubs. I always feel they should start somewhere a bit crapper and work their way up and work their knowledge up. Whereas Lampard sort of just got given. Derby at the time was a decent job. Obviously now they're broken. They've got problems. Then he got Chelsea job as his second job in management. First, again, there was the ban, but then the second season he was able to spend the money and they bought loads of players, spent loads of money, and he just couldn't really cut the mustard. I don't know if he sees.
Bro, it sounded so depressing for Everton right now. Come on, give me a positive.
No, I think we're getting relegated. I think the positive is if we get relegated, sell all the dead wood, reduce the wage bills, because again, like over the last few seasons, we got Iwobi for 40 million on 100k a week. Dele Alli's going to be on 100 something k a week. We've loaned Van der Beek and we're paying all his wages, which I think is 150 grand a week. We've still got players like Andre Gomez on 125 grand a week. We really need to get rid of a lot of players and stop buying duds from big teams and probably go to a model where we either do it statistically like Brentford or like Leicester, pick players that play for lower teams and just like young players that are hungry to play for lower teams and just buy them for a fee to hopefully sell for a profit, because I don't really get what's the point buying duds that cost you a lot of money because of their wages, but they're not really on playing football. They're just mercenaries that want the money. And that's why I'm sick and tired of my club. We're just spending loads of money. The only player that's come in recently that's done well and shows that they're a bit hungry is Damari Gray. And now he's got like a groin, hip, pelvic injury. So, yeah, fun times.
Do you know what I have to say?
It's looking peak for Everton, man. It's looking peak.
We're 16th or 17th. We're relegation zone. Like, as much as Liverpool have won all their titles, even though they went 30 years without one. Like, we're like one of the longest teams in the Premier League. So it's really sad. We're like, remember Aston Villa when they went down, everyone was like, oh my God, this is like one of the longest teams that's been in the first division. I think we haven't been relegated for like 60 years. We haven't been in any lower league. And it's only us and Arsenal that kind of have that record. I think every other team has gone down and up again. And now we're probably going to go down, I reckon, this season, unless something changes. Sorry, I don't mean to keep talking.
Boy, you've definitely let your thoughts felt.
Yeah.
Yo, let us know in the comments. Hey, any Everton fans feel differently? Come in the comments. You know what's funny? Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, that D-Dubs hasn't even said anything. Like, as a rival fan, he's just like not said nothing because he's like, "Hey, bro, I can't knock a man who's already down."
But let's keep it real though, innit? Liverpool are here and Everton's here, innit? And it's been like that for years since like probably the 80s when we last won a league title. 87, 86 or something like that. Since then, they've just been bigger than us. And all right, they haven't done it domestically so much apart from cups and stuff. It took them like 30 years between leagues. But they have been like doing it like Champions League, European Cups, FA Cups. So I can't talk to Liverpool fans really. Like, they are a big club, and we're a club that has a bit of history. But our history is 34 years ago. We ain't. Last time we won something was the year before I was born in terms of league, and we won the FA Cup '95. So we're a small club. I can't say.
Fair enough. I love the honesty. Right. Let's move on. Tottenham versus Wolves. Now, you know what Tottenham are playing right now? I don't even know what the score is right now. You know what? I'm just gonna wait till later. But our last game, cup game, there was a lot of positives from that against Brighton. Like most clubs, we suffered injuries, especially in defence. But we're getting some of our players back. We've got Romero back. We've got Emerson back. We've got Reguilon back. And hopefully we'll get Dyer back in the next sort of week or so. And up front, we've got Son back. I think that's probably one of the biggest difference for us. Having Son back, he came back and ran the show in that game. So I'm pretty confident. And it seems like more time that Conte is having with the team, he's really getting a chance to implement the style he wants them to play. He's having an impact on mentality of the players, and I'm just positive. But again, this is just one game, so we'll see how it goes. We brought 2 new players. They've come in. They're already fitting in pretty well. We've got rid of some dead wood. Thanks, Everton.
You're welcome,
so,
mate.
Yeah, it's looking positive. There's still more dead wood, but I'm hoping that will go over the summer. But Wolves is tough. Wolves are on form. Wolves are doing great. I think last time we played them was with previous manager, and we just managed a 1-0 win. So I don't really know going into this game. I think it's just one of those games that it could go either way, just depending on their lineup and depending on who wants it more. What's your thought, Dwayne, on this one?
I would have been more confident in Wolves, coming up with a good game. But I feel no mistake. They lost their last game against Norwich, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm not sure. It's going to be a great battle. Are you lot at home?
Yeah, Tottenham's at home.
Ooh, I think you lot might get the win. I think you lot might get the win.
The only concern I have is today we've played our strongest squad.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to rotate some people. So that's the only worry I have. And, squad depth isn't really our forte. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
What do you think about your 2 new signings, though, in midfield?
One of them...
It's hard to, because I've only seen them in the one game, so I'm not really I can't really speak on both players right now for your club.
Yeah,
they're still trying to adapt. So
it wasn't even a whole game. It was like just a half, and even then he only had one great opportunity that he created for Bergwijn, I think. But apart from that, I think it's hard to call it at the moment. I think the positive is that they have a great working relationship with Conte already.
I think the battle for you guys would definitely be in midfield. It's whoever controls it. The only thing is because Wolves have got a more of a settled side in the midfield, I think they'll just have a bit more control over the ball. But the way Kane and Bergwijn are playing at the moment, I think they will cause Wolves a lot of problem with a lot of balls over the top. They've got the pace to really hurt the Wolves defense. So I think it will be a very, very, very good battle. Could go either way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it could go either way. We'll see. What do you think, Mark?
I think you guys will probably beat Wolves because Wolves are missing I think 6 or 7 players, and they're missing a couple of defenders. So they're missing, I think, Bolly, Size, and I can't remember who the third one is, but they are missing some key players. But I think your new players, if they're given time, they're very good quality players, especially Dijan. Bentancur, he's been a bit off the boil for the last 12 months for Juventus, but he's still generally a very good midfielder. I don't know if he's going to hack the pace of the Premier League because he's a bit of it's weird. He's kind of like a box-to-box player, but he more does set pieces. So he's more, for me, he seems more like a kind of Pirlo player. So as long as you've got players around him doing the running around and stuff like that, I think he could do well, but I think it's going to take him time to get used to the culture, get used to the club and stuff like that. But I think Dejan, where he's more of an attacking sort of wing, he's like attacking midfielder / a wide player. I just think he will adapt straight away as long as he gets given the ball, gets allowed to run in with the ball, cut in, shoot, score. He's a really good player. So your business is great, and you but you've temporarily got rid of Mboli, who wasn't doing anything, Lo Celso, who wasn't really doing anything. So I think you guys would do well. I think, as you said, though, because you're playing a lot of your first team players today, the only thing that's really going to be negative for you guys is it depends how much rotation you have and who's going to come in and pick up the slack. But I think you guys will beat Wolves. But as Dwayne said, I think it's the midfield battle, and Wolves is a bit more of a settled partnership in midfield, where you guys are still sort of kind of rotating it from game to game, as it seems.
Yeah, that's the rotation piece is the problem. Then the only other thing that's reassuring for us is that Wolves haven't really been getting goals. You know, they're not out there scoring loads of goals, and they don't have a lot of that. So
and also with that, one of their most creative players, Nito, he's out injured as well, isn't he? He's out, I think, for another month. So
next month,
yeah, and he's I mean, he doesn't necessarily get all the goals for them, but he's definitely a creative outlet, and he's a positive player that at least is trying to get in the box or at least get those passes into like Jimenez or whoever else is sort of scoring goals for them. So
yeah. And Son seems to be back. Not Son. Kane seems to be back. You know, banging a few goals. So we'll see. We'll touch on a little bit on this game just because of the shambles that has been happening recently. Manchester United versus Southampton. What's going on, Dwayne? What's going on?
Boys, do you know what? It's lovely. I love watching Manchester United games lately. I'm not gonna lie. I've been keeping my eye on them. It's beautiful watching them. It's entertaining. Seeing them just struggle, it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see. You know, growing up in the 90s, watching them just win trophy after trophy, even during the early noughties, it was painful. It was painful. But now, it's beautiful.
It just seems to be just a shambles on and off the pitch. On and off the pitch, every week in, week out, just shambles. It's
just I can see that Rangnick is trying he's trying to develop a style of play at that club. The problem is that just many of the players just don't fit. They just don't fit at all. The only thing is, I don't know. I was trying to figure out. I forgot to ask someone, like, what's happened to Wan-Bissaka? Like, is he injured? Is he on the bench? Like, I'm trying to understand what's going on.
I think he's probably still being punished for that whole driving incident. I don't even know. I have no idea.
Say that he isn't injured, so it must be to do with the driving incident because he's not injured. Well, he's not.
But this is the thing, though. Dwayne mentioned something really, really interesting because you said about Ragnarich, or whatever his name is, the manager, Ralph. It was Ralph. He's trying to implement this style of play, right?
Yeah.
But as a player, right, you sitting there in training or in the dressing room and you're listening to this manager putting a style of play and forcing you to work hard to play in a certain manner. But then you're looking at this manager and thinking, bro, come summer, you won't be here. It'll be someone else. I mean, that mentally must be a negative thing for you to just be like, listen, I'll just do what I want to do until summer and you're gone.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that players will look at it like that. The problem is they're now looking at to bring it. If they do bring another manager, they're still going to bring a manager that still has a style of play similar to Rangnick, but just a bit more developed. So if you're going to get a Ten Hag, you're still going to need players that are going to be workhorses. So if these players are not adapting now to Rangnick for the next few months, they're going to struggle under Ten Hag. They're going to struggle. Ronaldo,
that's the thing that I'm thinking. Are they not adapting because they're trying and they're struggling, or are they not adapting because they're actually really not trying and just thinking, I'm going to try once the new manager gets here?
But
what do you think, Mark? Sorry, go on.
No,
go on, Dwayne.
Oh, sorry.
What I was going to say is, many of the attacking talent that he actually has available with him at now, they've been with the club for a good many years. They're just used to a particular style of play, right? They've had very defensive managers in the likes of Mourinho, what was the guy, Van Gaal, you know, there's many other attacks like Rashford, Lingard.
There's some that were there from David Moyes' time, isn't it?
They've been there for a while, bro. They're so used to that style of play. They can't get used to pressing. It's not their style of play. They're not used to it. So for them to adapt to that, in Rangnick's been a month, less than 2 months, they're not gonna be used to it because they've never done it. They've never done it. That's why, and the next manager that comes in the summer is gonna need. They're going to need a lot of money. So you can see that Man United's already spent $1 billion, I think, since Ferguson's left, right?
Something like that, yeah.
They're going to need to probably spend $500 million.
Mad. Mark, what do you think? So let's looking at this fixture, Southampton, Manchester United. Do you think Southampton could take points away here?
But Southampton's had like a very weird season where they do kind of well against teams you don't expect them to, but then they lose to like a team that's kind of crap. I think Man United in this transition period is a bit pointless. Like, I don't really get why they brought this manager in. If he's only going to be in for say 6 months, he's going to change the whole philosophy. As Dwayne said, they've got players that never played pressing football. When does Cristiano Ronaldo ever press? Fantastic player, but when does he ever press? And you're playing a style for players that have been used to a set thing, and they're already in their like mid-20s. Some of these players, I just don't really get it. I would have, if I was Man United, I would just kept Oli to the summer, and then bring a new manager with the new philosophy, and give them the money and the time over the summer to bring in all the players they want. And it'll probably take a few transfer windows to get it going. But if that's the style you kind of want, like if their manager went to, let's say, Tottenham after you guys got rid of Pochettino, it makes more sense because Pochettino plays a pressing style of football, so he would just hopefully improve it. But it just seems a bit crazy going like doing a big 180, and the manager's going to go at the end of the season. And if they get the Ajax guy, then great, he's gonna bring in players and maintain that philosophy. But you got to also realize that Man United have to get the manager, isn't it? If the manager don't want to come to Man United because it's a bit of a shit show, the backstage, behind the scenes kind of thing, then it is really a big waste of time. And I think it probably should have just stuck with Oli or got a manager who can at least use the players they've already got to play the best kind of style, which is beneficial to the team, but also to each individual player, because pressing doesn't work for everyone. Like, I think Mason Greenwood would be okay in this sort of system, but obviously he's got problems.
He's done, mate. He's done at United. I don't see him coming back.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like some of the younger players. If you brought in some of the younger, more academy players, but then you can't really rely on them when you're against big teams in this league. But I feel if you've got younger, hungry players, they might be able to adapt. Whereas there's a lot of like, and I'm not trying to cuss Man United because I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I ain't got no issue with Man United really. They've helped us with some of their old players back in the day. But I just feel that it would make more sense if they had younger, hungrier players coming through the youth team doing this style than expecting people like Pogba, who, Pogba on his day he can be a brilliant player, but can also be a waste of space at the same time. It's like, it's a bit, I don't know.
He signed out. Pogba's signed out.
Yeah, he wants to go and stuff like that. I just think it doesn't really suit the personnel that they have. Especially when you got people like Fred in the midfield, like, come on, man, stop.
Cool. Thank you very much. Right, let's hit up the comments. Let's see what they're saying. No comment. Welcome, no comment. Burnley played well against United yesterday. They created loads of chances. Okay. All right. We'll see. Everton made some good signings. If they start to gel, they could be a problem. They need a better manager.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think your last manager was just brought in as a setup, mate. I honestly do. Everton won't go down. Norwich, Brentford, Burnley, and Watford, I think, may get relegated before then. I mean, yeah, but, Watford have invested in a decent manager, haven't they? And Norwich, really. But we'll see. United always find a way to let you down. They should be beating Burnley or Middlesbrough. Should be.
That's my friend. That's my friend.
We think we're enjoying the fact that they ain't. I think they've got like 2 wins in the last 6 games or something. It's good. I'd like to see how De Gea deals with Ward-Prowse free kick. Ooh. I don't think any keeper can deal with a Ward-Prowse free kick. That guy's free kicks are insane.
We might have to debate on who's probably the best free kick taker in Prem history.
We have to.
We might have to do a debate on that because Ward-Prowse is amazing.
For me, I think he's the best in the league. Obviously, people may debate that, but I think currently now he's the best in the league. It's just a shame he plays for Southampton and not a bigger team. Sorry,
100%, he's the best in the league right now. But I think if we look back in history of the Premier League, there will be some challenges.
There's been some greats.
David
Beckham, innit? He always was good at free kicks back in the day.
Yeah, but Ward-Prowse has scored more goals from free kicks than David Beckham already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And anyways, even crazy, he's got different styles. He can whip it, the knuckleball. Whoo.
Yeah, he's close.
We need a whole show on this. We'll hold it. We need a whole show on this. Right. No player will go down Ralph's path board didn't put their trust in him, so players think, yeah, this is the point I was making about the lack of trust. And I think the board made it very clear by not signing anyone and just waiting for the new manager. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so to this point, Raf, I think, is going to go upstairs after doing this interim job. I think he's doing interim, and then he's going to be like, not director, football, or he's going to be like technical director. So he's got a job upstairs lined up. So that's why it's only a 6-month job. It's just because this person needs a 2-year contract. But I don't think he wants to manage long term. I think he'd rather build like the infrastructure of teams than actually manage them now.
And this adds to the point Dwayne was making and saying that the manager will probably come in with the same style. But it's that also knowing, there's a new manager coming, so I can just chill for now until then. Who knows?
Yeah.
Alias again, before bringing in new managers, Manchester United need to get rid of these deadwood players. Oh, I'm guessing this guy is definitely a United fan. Do you agree? Is there still more deadwood left at United that needs to go?
Yeah,
I would say definitely deadwood, but there's also players that may be good for other teams, but if you're going to do this pressing style, they're not going to work out.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of changes needed, and I think if they're trying to do the press, be able to contain the ball, they're going to need probably about at least 6 signings. I think Maguire is awful. Another
should he even still be captain? Like, I don't get how that guy is still captain.
You shouldn't. To be honest, I think it was more of an English thing why he got the actual captaincy. And to be honest, I mean, there wasn't really anyone else other than Bruno. I'm surprised he never got it, to be honest with you. But there's not much. Even when you look at the team sheet, there's a lot of known names, but there's not really.
But wouldn't you think De Gea would be captain because of his longevity? He's like the highest paid player in the club. Maybe he's not.
Yeah, but they said something about De Gea not having that being vocal, innit? They're saying he's not really vocal guy. What's interesting on this comment as well is, Alias believes that there won't be a budget come summer. That's quite interesting.
Man United's still one of the richest clubs in the world, isn't it? So they're going to have money. I just feel they're not. I don't see them spending like 400 million in the summer. I think they would spend like 200 mil, buy 3 key players, then January bring in 1 or 2 key players, then next summer 1 or 2. I think it's going to be a case of you need like 3 or 4 transfer windows for them to probably bring the personnel. But would the manager stay within that time? They might sack him. They might.
Hey, Alias, I love the comments. Keep them coming. And we're not successful. Will Ten Hagen get time to build the team from bottom in United like Ajax? I doubt that very much. I think this is I always find this is the issue with Premier League. The fans are very vocal, and managers feel the pressure to act once the fans are speaking, and this is the problem. As soon as the fans are saying "get him out," we seem to have a culture where we're quick.
But I would say United's a bit different because, not being funny, there are like Chelsea sack him. If a manager's not doing well, they just sack him straight away.
Yeah.
He did stick with Oli for 3 seasons, 2.5 seasons, 3 seasons. It's not they're not as quick to sack. Moyes was the only example really where they sacked him in 1 year. Even like when Sir Alex Ferguson was there, he got he did crap for them to begin with, and then did amazing and became one of the greatest Premier League managers of all time. Man United is the kind of club that I think does give you time, but it's like if, for example, I don't know, they're finding revenues down, they're not selling as many shirts, then maybe they'll make a change. But I think as long as they're like getting European football, they're making money commercially, this, that, and the other, I don't think they're going to rush to get rid of a manager.
Whereas but how much is time? What, no, 2 seasons?
I think literally they gave Oli 2 seasons. Van Gaal was there, 2-3 seasons. Jose was there 2 seasons, and the 3rd season having issues like he always does at every club. Is that?
Yeah.
So that's just his personality. So no, I think of all the top 6 clubs or whatever, I think Man United is probably the most patient, as well as Liverpool, because Klopp, it took him a while to win something. Not long, but it took him a little while, and they've still kept with him. Because I like half my friends from Liverpool. I know loads of Liverpool fans, and people were posting things like Klopp out, and this was like, what? Klopp out? The guy that's now won you the league, the Champions League, and
you're
saying
it's true. It's true.
And you're right, the fans are fickle, but I think Liverpool and Man United aren't those sort of clubs that really get rid of people.
I think that's also the
last 2 comments to wrap it up. Oh, this is great, Rebecca. This has been a topic this week. Kurt Zuma. Don't know if you lot have seen the video.
No, I
Booting
wish I
cats.
did.
Yeah,
Though,
I've
but
seen
I
it.
didn't.
I've seen
That
it.
that is unacceptable in my eyes. I think what has happened since then is he's lost his Adidas sponsorship,
Does he?
and I think West Ham have had Vitality suspend their sponsor until further
But
notice.
he played last night though.
Yeah, he played last
Yeah,
night.
I think that's what made it worse. I think by him playing last night, as of today,
Yeah.
2 sponsors have already taken action. So it's quite interesting, and one of them being against the club. So it's quite interesting. He obviously played last night, which was a surprise. I think the other thing that surprised everyone is the fact that the FA allowed him to play, or the Premier League allowed him to play, considering what happened. But one thing I don't know if you guys have heard and have seen, there was a ex-Liverpool player who compared the situation with
Kirkland,
Zuma
yeah, Chris Kirkland, the goalkeeper.
to
I mean, the way
to racism.
Yeah,
I was just a bit surprised about that. I was just like, I don't think that's on the same level. But
no, but
doesn't match up.
also, when players are caught being racist, do they lose sponsorships? Has Luis Suarez ever lost a sponsorship, even though he's been found guilty of being a racist?
nope.
Oh, okay, but kicking. I mean, don't get me
Nope.
wrong. I'm not saying kicking a cat is acceptable, but I think what should have happened is West Ham shouldn't have played him. They should have done a statement. He should have been made to do a public apology. FA and West Ham probably should have fined him. Maybe, well, FA or West Ham should have fined him. I don't know about the match suspension, because suspension for me is like you fail a drugs test, you abuse another player, you attack a ref. That's something that's contained in the game. He is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kicking a cat is bad, and he is obviously. Technically, he's a role model by being a footballer.
Suspensions.
But I don't know about suspensions, but I mean, maybe fine. Sensitivity training, whatever. Like the RSPCA apparently went to his house and took all his pets as well. That's supposedly what happened.
His pets have been taken away.
Because there's been like this massive Twitter Zoomer out, but I don't really see this fuss made when players are being racist or whatever. I mean,
I don't know what's happening though. It seems to be a change in the culture of footballers these days, where they're just not being responsible. You know,
They're just being the Premier League footballers are just becoming weird by the second, bro. I mean, I don't know if they go through any type of psychiatric help. I don't think they really get checked. I mean, it's not even just kicking at the cats. You've got other footballers, raping women.
Yeah.
And allegedly, we'll say that.
Allegedly. But it's what I'm saying. There's a lot of it going on now. But I guess because we are in the social.
Yeah, but sorry, but it's not new, because do you remember like when Vardy, was it Vardy or was it some youth team players at Leicester were in like Thailand with some prostitutes and they were saying all this racist stuff to them? They filmed themselves saying racist things to these like prostitutes in their hotel room, and that's why
you got Dele Alli. Look what he was caught doing in a hotel.
Son. Yeah, that video was Harry Balls. Anyway,
it just seems like money is just making them do really crazy stuff, and they're not really being.
But let's keep it 100. They're young men who get given a lot of money quite suddenly. They're not like, I mean, like the front part of your brain, which makes all your decision making, doesn't develop till you're 25. But you're giving like 21-year-olds 100 grand a week, 200 grand a week, whatever contracts. They live in like untouchable lifestyles. They think the money's never going to end. They kind of get away with doing what they want because the club usually protects their interests. Or maybe there was a culture prior to social media being a big thing where things would just get swept under the rug kind of thing. And now it's more exposed because everyone can share a story and can film someone doing something and whatnot. But it's not a new thing because, like, I mean, again, there's Leicester young players. I think it was like 5 or 6 seasons ago.
Yeah.
If that happened now, it'd be a bigger deal. But like, because it happened then, it was a couple of newspaper articles.
I think it's also media, isn't it? Back then, they probably got away with more because it wasn't being filmed easily or available on social media as much. But anyways, we move. Next comment: Deadwood or Green? Mate, we're not even gonna. No. Let's. Zuma practicing. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll end it on that. On that note.
Because I've seen the meme already where there's a FIFA cat and Zuma kicking
Yeah.
something behind him. Yeah, I've seen that
On
already.
that note, we'll move swiftly on to score prediction. Okay. So start with Liverpool, Burnley, Liverpool. Mark first.
I think it's going to be a 2-0 victory to Liverpool, and I reckon both goals in the second half.
Cool. Dwayne?
I'm going 3-1 Liverpool.
Wow. You think Burnley will score? That's interesting.
I still think weakness is probably a bit from set pieces. I don't think we've looked too great, but I think this because it's Burnley's bread and butter for set pieces.
And they've got big defenders, isn't it, to head the ball.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll go 3-0 Liverpool. 3-0 Liverpool. Next game, Everton Leeds. Let's start with Dwayne this time.
Man. I will go 2-1 Leeds.
I'm going to go 3-1 Leeds.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. And you know what? I agree with Dwayne. 2-1 Leeds. 2-1 Leeds. Next game, Tottenham versus Wolves. Dwayne.
I'm going 2-1 Spurs.
Yeah.
I think Spurs just have enough to get the win.
Yeah.
I think the same. I think it's going to be a 2-1. Maybe you guys go down 1-0 and then just get 2 goals towards the end of the game, sort of thing. But I think you guys will beat them 2-1.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we go down, we'll be able to recover though, because I feel like Wolves will just park the bus. But I'm probably going to go with just 1-0 Tottenham. 1-0 Tottenham. Just for bants, yeah. United Southampton. Come on, just for bants.
I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2, yeah?
Yeah, 2-2.
I'm going to say 3-2 to United.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. I do see why it will be a high-scoring game. And
the team that stopped Man City in its tracks a little, you reckon they'll concede 3?
I do. I don't know why. I just think again, Southampton's that kind of inconsistent team where they do well against a good team and they do like badly against a team that's out of form. And I think where Man United's not really in form, for some reason, I think that would be their comeback game. I don't know why. I just think it is.
That's fair.
That's interesting. I'll go with 3-2 Southampton. I think Southampton will get this one. Right. On that note, oh my gosh, look at the time. Thank you very much, guys. Time is flying because we're so much to talk about. Thank you for everyone that joined us live. We'll see you again next week, Wednesday, 7:30, and this time we'll be on time. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Dwayne. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.